Yo, what's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of Pokemon Fire Red Nuzlock. In today's episode, we're gonna be making our way down to Blaine, or down into the Seafoam Islands. I want to get there, hopefully get to Cinnabar Island in this episode, because we've handled everybody on the main area of the region. So yeah, it's time to go and find out what's going on with Senor Blaine down here in the Cinnabar, since we have Koga's gym badge and Erica's. I don't know why I sound so down right now. But we have their badges now, so we're just gonna head down there and get some new encounters along the way too, which I guess won't really help us, but we are nearing close to the end of the game. So yes, let's have our party recap real quick too before I get moving on, chugging along. First up we have Rolo, our Electrode, who is Quirky Nature, level 41, rocking Static, Spark Charge, Sonic Boom, and Flash. Next up we have Febreze, level 44, our Vileplume, who is Sassy Nature, with Chlorophyll, rocking Acid Petal Dance, which he learned last episode, and also evolved into a Vileplume, with Giga Drain as well, and Sleep Powder. Next up we have Nappy, our Gengar, who is Quiet Nature, level 45, rocking, with Levitate, rocking Shadow Punch, Hypnosis, Shadow Ball, which he learned in last episode as well, and Confuse Ray. Next up we have Will, level 43, our Venomoth, Naughty Natured, with Shield Us, rocking Gust, Psybeam, Poison Pattern, Stun Spore, which we haven't used Will at all in a long time. And we have Tsunami, our Gyarados. She is Docile Nature, if I'm right, level 45, with Intimidate, rocking Bite, Water Pulse, Dragon Rage, Surf. And it was so funny because right now, before I said Bite, like, I literally paused for a second and I was about to say Dark. I was about to say that shit like it was a move, like rocking Dark instead of Bite. But yeah, that is our whole party recap. And like, it just dawned on me, we don't have our starter. Like, it's kind of sad. It's kind of sad, and we don't have anybody who can learn Fly. So Alex the Pidgey might be joining us. So yeah, I don't have the bike equipped or registered. But let's go down into... Actually, I think, yeah, we have to go through Bike Path, because I believe this goes down into Vermilion. So we have to go through Bike Path, because that'll be the fastest way to get down south up to Blaine. Oh yeah, and then, like I was talking in the last episode, I didn't get to finish this off, but as I was saying, like, through the gyms, I guess Sabrina was the one we went most, or with Sabrina, I felt the most comfortable with, because the team was actually at a good, I don't want to say at a good point, but it was like a nice build, I guess, or nice coverage. And with everybody else, like, we made it, like, we barely made it out, or we made it with a couple scratches on the team, almost losing Mon. Because with Brock, I remember I sacked off our first two encounters, and we almost ended up losing Natsu, which he survived with, I think, 2 or 1 HP, which was clutch. And we do have a Surfing Mon, yes we do. And let's get our Route 19, yeah, this is, or actually, what route did I say this was? I said it was like Route 17. But let's see if we have a Route 19 encounter in the PC, just to make sure. But none of these are, that's Route 15, Route 9, 12, 12. 15, 18, Silph Coat, and Saffron Six. Now, I know that Sleepy and Leah are both Route 12, but that's because the Snorlax is considered I want to say a special, he's a special encounter, basically. I know that's not the right term for it, and I'm forgetting it so hard, but he's a special encounter, so he doesn't count as an actual encounter. He is as an option to capture if we can, but yeah, that's why they're both from Route 12, for those of you wondering. But I have a feeling that in the next episode, I kind of want to use Neo Tri-Beam, because we already had Din the Pidgey, who we lost, but I think that gives us another ice weakness. Actually, no, we don't have an ice weakness to the team, do we? No, we don't. Yes, we do. We have like 1/3 of our team is weak to ice. 1/3, yeah, because Febreze gets bodied by ice, and Nappy gets bodied by ice. I don't think we have... What is Lorelli? I don't know what Lorelli is, because there's no ice type gym in this game. But I think Lorelli is... Because there's, because that one dude with the bandana, he is Ghost. And then we have Bruno, who's fighting up at the Elite Four. And then we have Lance, who's Dragon. And then Blue is Mixed. And then Nappy's gonna be our ace in the hole if he's still around for Giovanni's gym, just because of Levitate. But we might also use Will. No, I think Will still gets hit by Earthquake, because he's not bug, he's bug poison, I think, if I'm correct. How did I move him? He is bug poison. Yeah, actually half our team is weak to ice. Never mind. Half our team, actually 75% of our team is weak to ice. I'd say we kind of do get bodied by ice, but as long as we don't lose. Like I said, I'm saving that encounter for Articuno, or that last slot for Articuno, because that would be nice coverage against ice. Hold up, guys. I'm looking at the phone right now. I'm trying to pull up Lane's levels, because I don't want to end up getting too over leveled. But let's fish real quick. See, let's hope we actually got something good at a species. Spark that bitch. We already have a Gyarados, so there's no need for it. And yay, loaded up the actual page. I'm just gonna fast forward for this part just to get an encounter. Just to get this encounter on real quick. We do have a Horsey in the PCE, so we don't need a Horsey. Yeah, I think if we just surf, we'll get a new encounter. But yeah, and we're just gonna use Rolo just to get everything, to get through this route. Where are you, Blaine? Blaine is, he's 42. Wow, actually no, never mind. We want to be like at 45. Well, basically we're already there, so we're just gonna have to dodge. We're gonna dodge trainers after Rolo here gets to level 44 or 45. Because I have no idea how we got on like this gap in EXP, but we have to deal with it. See, now that's what we don't have, is a Tentacool, which I would love to get. This Tentacle and Tentacruel are kind of nice, even though, like I said last episode, I used to kind of like just go based off design with Pokemon, but hey, it's actually pretty good. Can we get an encounter real quick? Because I know that the route changes right here. Yeah, there we go. We don't have a Tentacool. So let's chuck a Great Ball at it. And what should we call this Tentacool? We're gonna call him Hands, because that's what, well, not technically they don't have hands, but Tentacools and Tentacruels have a lot of, not hands, but what are they called? They have a lot of arms. We'll go with that. I can't think right now. I don't know. I can't think today. It's because, I don't know. I guess it's just because on, what was it? On Monday night, I ended up staying up really late, and I went to sleep at 7 a.m. Was it 7 a.m.? Yeah, I went to sleep at 7 a.m. and I only got 4 hours of sleep that day. I woke up at 11 a.m. because, and the only reason I went to sleep late was because I stayed up watching a YouTuber stream. And I actually talked to this YouTuber every time they stream. And I always end up saying that, like, I'm gonna stay for a while, but I end up like overstaying and this and that, so I end up going to sleep late. Which I'm still trying to fix my sleep schedule for the better. But what I want to do is to get up early, and then I have the whole early morning to do things that I want to do. And this guy has a Tentacool. Oh my god. But yeah, Staryu would be nice. But I ended up going to sleep late, and then the next morning I had to get up at 11 a.m. because my mom wanted to go, like, spend some family time on the week. Well, basically what we do is every Monday and Tuesday is like family days for our family to get together with, because those are the days like when my mom doesn't work, and she's like huge into like just being a family member, which I don't mind. I actually kind of like being around my family. It's like we were going out to the, well, I don't know if I want to get to it. Basically, we were going out to the aquarium that day, and my mom was like, hey, go to sleep early because we're going to get up early and we're going to go to the aquarium. And I was like, okay, yeah, sure. And right when I was about to go to sleep, the YouTuber I stayed up watching started streaming. I was like, hey, you know what, I'll stay here till like 5 a.m. And keep in mind, this was like, when I said that, it was like about 2, 3 a.m. So I was like, okay, you know, I'm only gonna watch like an hour or so of the stream, but nope. I ended up talking in the chat and stuff. So, yeah, that was that day. So I only got 4 hours of sleep yesterday, which, for you guys, when this episode goes up, it'll be, I think, Friday. So yeah, it would have been like 4 days ago. Not 4 days ago. Like 2 days after I told this story. But yeah, I ended up getting like very little sleep. And yesterday I was just like really exhausted. Like I walked around almost all day in the aquarium. We don't have any more sparks. Might use the ether on Rolo here. Just because I don't want to go all the way back and we dodged so many trainers already. Yeah, and we ended up going to the aquarium, like, at that time. And we ended up being there till like 4 p.m. Because we actually just walked and chilled, which is what you're supposed to do when you go like out to the aquarium and stuff, or like the zoo or something. You just go and chill and relax and look at the animals. Alright guys, I'm so sorry about that. Like, I had to cut the video because my brother ended up showing up, and first of all, my brother lives with us, but he ended up showing up and had to cut because I wasn't able to keep recording. So it's been like, actually it's been about like an hour and a half, I think. So I don't remember if this was a trainer or not. It's right here. All I know, it's been like about an hour and a half or so, like to an hour. But I'm gonna fast forward this. I think this is a wild encounter though. Yeah, it is. I can't remember what exactly I was talking about last time. But we have hands on the party. Let's see what she is. She is Jolly Nature, which I believe lowers, I think it's physical defense, but it ups speed. I know Jolly ups speed. I think that's what it is. I'm not sure off the top of my head, but I know Jolly's like, it's meant for fragile Pokemon. Which, Liquid Ooze. I don't know how I feel about it. But let's keep going on to the Seafoam Islands. I feel like I should go back and just heal real quick. Hold up. And just ran into him on. But yeah, but yeah, I had to cut the video just because my brother came and he actually ended up having a phone call. So there was a lot of noise. There would have been a lot of noise in the background. Why am I putting it there? And it was a phone call too that was actually pretty private. So yeah. So I had to cut. So if you guys noticed the cut, which I'm pretty sure you guys will, yeah, that's what happening. And is Ultra Ball better than Great Ball? Offers is a good Pokeball, a good quality ball that offers high Pokemon catch rate than standard Pokeball. Alright, let's get 20 of these. We're gonna be heading to the Seafoam Islands, and I definitely want to get that Articuno. I believe we can use Fly as well now. I don't remember if I have Fly already. Pretty sure I do. But hold up, we'll check down here once I get down here. Which we don't have a flyer yet, so that's why I'm thinking about adding a flying Pokemon. Yeah, we do have Fly already. There's a new encounter as well. But yeah, I'm probably just gonna be recording this episode because I don't know if my brother will be away for that long. And not just that, but I also want to dust out my PC just because it's, like I said, it's running a bit slugged. And like I started noticing that a couple days ago, like about a day or two, and I don't want it to be slugged, like it's running really slow. And I'm assuming just because it's dusty. And I haven't dusted it out like in about a year already. Well, a little bit over a year now. Yeah, I would say almost like in a year and a half already that I've dusted it out, which I know it's probably terrible and I shouldn't do that. Yep. Why did I do so much? But yes, we'll try to see how far we can get with the rest of the time we have left. We might just get through Seafoam Islands, which It's a bit of progression, but we'll have to deal with it. It's just, I wasn't expecting my brother to get here so quick. He actually got here a little bit earlier than I had to, so yeah. I actually ended up noticing when he opened the door. Oh wait, this is actually our first encounter. Oh my god, this is our first encounter too. I just noticed. Did we get a Route 20 encounter? I think I forfeited our encounter. I think I forfeited our Route 20 encounter, but what I'm going to do is, I wasn't paying attention. I was like, we're in Route 20, that's a new encounter, and I think I ran away from it. I'm not sure. But what I'm going to do is, when I'm rendering this episode, or editing, I guess you could say, when I get to editing this episode, I'll go and check and see if we got a Route 20 encounter. I'm pretty sure we ran into a tentacle, so it doesn't matter for the most, so we'll see. So this is our first encounter here. I think I'm gonna, what does Flash do? I don't remember. Accuracy, yeah. We're gonna keep using Flash. Just because how annoying Golbat and, or like the Golbat line can be. I'm not against about using I'm not against using a Golbat, but it's just like that's another ice weakness we don't need. Like, we don't need another weakness. I think we should be on the last one. Yeah, there we go. But I'm gonna Sonic Boom it, because I know it probably can't live Spark, since it is level 30. Oh my god. Alright. I'm taking some balls now. Alright, there we go. Add her to the deck. Oh, it's a girl. It's a female. It's a female Crobat. Let's see. What should we name her? Well, this is the first name that comes to mind. We're gonna call her. That's not what we want. Yeah, that's how you spell Sasha. I call it Sasha, because that's the first name that came to mind. There was another name, but it was just like, I don't think it fit at all. And oh my god, it's Sayayai. Sayayai. I believe we have someone with strength. I do believe we have strength as well. We don't have strength. Did we not get strength? I think, yeah, we do need strength for this cave. I mean, we can go try to catch Articuno, which I don't know if we can get to Articuno. Hold up, we're gonna fast forward a little bit just to see what we can do for Golduck. Get away. And I might pause the video right here real quick to see where strength is at. So like I said, it's been years since I played Fire Red. Like, I'm talking about since my middle school days. But this and Emerald were the ones I played the most out of all the Pokemon games. It was this. And then I did have Pokemon, what was it? I think Soul Silver for the DS. Like, I had it on an actual DS. on an original DS with the copy, which I ended up I didn't lose it, it got stolen. Like my sister had some friends who were thieves, which I never understood why she brought them into our house every time. She knew they were thieves, and they always stole from us. And they ended up stealing a lot of stuff from me. And like I have for my PS3, which I'll tell you guys a little story while we're in this cave. Back when I was in high school, like my sister would bring her friends over, and like I said, they're thieves. They're like little thieves. You leave something out, like a phone, anything, they will literally steal it. I'm talking about they would steal everything. As long as it had like value to it, they would steal it. And it was stupid too, because they would steal things that's like it was like highly noticeable, you know. Like if you're gonna steal something, don't steal something that somebody uses on a day-to-day basis, you know. People are gonna notice it's missing, and it's like, hey, those are the only people that are here. And we actually ended up catching them like a couple of times. And my sister like literally defended her friends, acting like it was like, I don't know why, like my sister just defended her friends like it was like her life depended on it. And I'm completely lost. Well, I'm not lost. Actually, I'm gonna spray repel. And she literally, like, we literally caught these dudes 3 times. And when I was in high school, she used to bring her friends over. And my sister, in the school that she was in, her high school, they used to get out early. And it was a high school for, I don't think I have repels. Okay, we have some super repels. Her high school used to get out early because it was not an academy. Is this where Articuno's at? Oh, there it is. It was oh, that's just gonna push me back. It was, oh yeah, that's right. You have to go get whatchamacallit. So hold up, I'm gonna pause the video in a bit. But like I was saying, when I was in high school, my sister and her friends used to get out earlier than I did. And I would get out at like 4 p.m., 4:15 p.m. almost, like 5 o'clock. Well, not almost 5 o'clock. I would get out at 4:15 p.m., which I'm pretty sure some of you actually get out at that time in high school now. But back when I started high school, like around my first 2 years of high school, we used to get out at 3:15. But due to like them to teachers being fired and stuff, like the schedules got switched, so we ended up having more classes and stuff. Like we used to have less classes, and our classes were literally longer. We used to have like 7 periods, and each period was about like an hour, except 4th period, which was like 4 hours long, I think. No, it was like 2 hours long, some shit like that. And one time, I remember I came home, and when I used to come home, because I got out at 4:15, I would walk home. So when I walked home, it took me like half an hour to get home. So by the time I got home, it was like literally almost 5 p.m. And this one time, I got home and I was like, you know, I want to relax, chill, and play a game. And what I had was, I used to play my PS3 in the living room, and at the time, we used to live in an apartment. I used to live in an apartment. Well, I still live with my parents, but we used to have an apartment at that time when I was in high school. Now we have a house. And at that time, my mom, well, my mom still does. She runs a business, but she's not around, so there's nobody around at the time. At the time, nobody was around. And like my brother and everybody else was just like, we were all gone, you know. I was at school, then my brother was off working, my mom was working, and then my stepdad as well, so no one was at the house except my sister and her friends. And this one time, I just got home and I was like, you know, I want to relax, play games, and just chill since I didn't have anything to do. But hold up. Now that we're out, actually I think I'm gonna end off the episode here, and in the next episode I will continue my story. Actually, should we have a bit of a longer episode today? Since nah, we'll cut it off. Nah, we'll keep going. But yeah, as I look for where to get whatchamacallit, I keep telling the story. But yeah, what basically ended up happening was I came home, and, I went to my room because that's where I had my games. And I used to play in the living room because my cousins would come over. And literally the room it wasn't that big, so we had 2 beds in there, and it was literally cramped, so we didn't have space, and we would go and play in my living room where it was like we had all this space, to go play. Like we would sit down and we'd be like far away from the TV and stuff, of course. But we would have all this space, because we had sports games and other shit, so when we got pumped, we jump in the air and shit. Nice crap. But when we would play against each other and all this, like even in Call of Duty and all that. But I remember what ended up happening was I went to my room, and what I do is, like, when I play a game, like, I'm the most organized person you will know when it comes down to like, with games. I shit you not, when I was a kid, I was super organized with my PS2. Like, I had PS2 games, and I had this pet peeve where it was like, if the CD was not in the box it was supposed to be in, it would literally just tear me to shits. Like, I would lose my mind. And I used to get on my brother about that. And literally, like, my discs were like A100 status. Like, my PS2 games that I had, like, for years, which I don't have anymore, and I regret not keeping them. I ended up trading them into a GameStop, and when I got my PS3 back in the day, and it was just like, why? But we're gonna end off the episode here after I tell this story, just because of that. But yeah, I used to have them like so decently, like, just organized. And one day, that day, I went to the room and I was like, you know what, let me look over these games and see what I want to play. So I'm looking through my boxes, I'm over here just like going through them. And like, I don't organize them by alphabetically order, it's just I keep the CD in the case closed like perfectly. Hold up guys, you get. Alright, I keep them perfectly organized, And like one day, I'm over there, I'm looking through games, I'm like, oh, maybe I want to play this, or I want to play that, and like right away I noticed that, like, hey, one of my games, or like one of the cases on the game is open. So I'm like, okay, let me check and make sure that the CD didn't fall down, because if the CD gets loose, and you shake the box, or like you move it or whatever, it'll rattle on there and it'll scratch the bottom. Go. No, that's how to get. That's served. But yeah. Hold up, do we have them? Oh yeah, we do have them. Okay, so we have to like literally surf back because we need strength. Oh my god. But yeah, what ended up happening was I noticed that the box was open. Actually, I can't run away. So I ended up opening the box because I like to check and make sure that the CD is like in there and in well condition, And I open it and this case is literally like empty. Like, there's no disc, there's nothing. And I'm just like, yo, where's my game? I was like, what the fuck, is someone on the floor? I looked for it and everything, and I didn't find it. So I was like, there's only one other thing that happens. Like, my little thieving sister's friend stole a game from me. So like now I'm like mad because my sister, being the dumbass that she is, let her friends, and they thought they could get away with this and I wouldn't notice, because literally when I go and get a game, I check every single box. Like, I make sure there's a disc in there and all this shit. And like now I have like a ton of PS3 games. I have a stack sitting out here that I just play. Like basically the stack that I have out here with me in the living room, or in the room I'm at, those are the games I mostly play like to daily basis, or it's like a game I'm still going through. You know, it's like a stack. And then the rest of them are just like they're chilling in my closet or something in a box. And I literally have a box full of games and then some in a backpack where it's like they're just chilling there. And like whenever I finish one off, you know, I put it in the box or something because I'm like, I'm not gonna play it. But it has replay value, then yes. And I don't know why we're here. But yeah, what ended up happening was that was the first time that I ever caught them stealing. And let me tell you guys, if you have people, or if you know people that steal, don't bring them into your house. Because they will steal from you, no matter if they're your best friends or not. Because that's what they were to my sister. But yeah, what ended up happening was like, I called my sister up and I was like, yo, what the fuck is wrong with you? I was like, your friends stole a game from me and I want that bitch back. So literally that's what I told her. Like, I was like angry at the time. I was like, because you know, like, if somebody steals from you, you know, like, and you know them like that, like what would you expect your reaction to be? You know, like, you know this person and it's like they weren't my friends, you know, because I wasn't like treating them like my friends. They were more like acquaintances. But it's like, if they come to your house, you know, and you trust them to come in, it's like, like, how would you react? You would react the same way, you know. And basically what ended up happening was, like, you know, I called my sister and was like, yo, what is your fucking problem? You know, these niggas are stealing from us. It's like, why you let them in the house? And literally, her friend literally tried to play that shit off. Like, he told me, sat there in front of my face and told me, hey, you let me borrow this game, remember that day? I was like, bitch, shut the fuck up. I was like, when the fuck did I tell you that, nigga? But yeah, sorry for like talking black. I don't want to say black, but like talking like that, it's just the way I grew up. I try to like kind of stay away from that. But yeah, that's what ended up happening. And that was the first time I caught him. We did catch him afterwards, like a couple other times. But yeah, that was like a little story, I guess. I know the episode's like dragged out a lot now. Because, yeah, 15, it's like gonna be like 30, yeah, 33 minutes long. But I don't want to drag this out anymore. In the next episode, I guess I'll tell you guys another story or something, or we just continue the same one that we have. So, I'll catch you guys in the next episode. So, peace.